Selena Gomez. I like her songs and she's pretty. I do not. I have an iPad, I go on YouTube, I go on Instagram, and I go on Kick. Instagram and like the internet.
It's a place to interact with people.
I guess it's just a website like Twitter, Instagram, or whatever.
A place for drama.
Social media is what we see on TV, what we hear in music, what we hear on the radio and all that stuff. And it kind of starts to take a toll on our youth today because it's all around us all the time, so it can't not affect us.
I think children or people, everybody, not just children, see everybody's best picture on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and they always try to emulate that, or they try to put themselves up to that standard all the time. So it's not a realistic picture of what real life is.
I think social media has affected children in different ways, but probably the most common is interaction. I think we're starting to see different interaction between kids when there's a problem or a conflict on how they solve that. And it's no longer face-to-face, it's sort of behind a screen or through a phone. So I think interaction and communication.
I feel social media affects children negatively because it allows them to be judged constantly. There's no break from kids constantly feeling that somebody is looking at what they're doing.
Beyonce, because she's absolutely gorgeous and she can sing and she can dance and she's just the epitome of fierce.
Jenny Finch.
My female role model would be Jennifer Lawrence, because I think that she's very impressive with the way that she portrays herself as a true person instead of who she thinks she has to be.
Ariana Grande.
I guess, I don't know as a little kid, but I guess I always looked up to Julia Roberts. She's always been classy, she raises her children, keeps them out of the spotlight, and just seems to be pretty down to earth, never going to extremes. Just seems like a really nice person.
Fergie.
Why?
Because she's Fergalicious.
When I was younger, my role model was my mom, because she often gave up her time so that way she could sacrifice for my brother and I, and we can go to all different activities. Since my father worked in the city and wasn't really around during the day, she sacrificed her time and was able to give everything towards us.
Frank Lloyd Wright, because I enjoyed architecture and design, and I think he was my role model in that respect.
Alice Walker, because I remember reading The Color Purple, and I also read another novel by her. She's a black writer, and she really, I think, paved the way at that time period for women writers.
Celebrity role model as a teenager was MacGyver. Was able to get himself out of any situation with a pocket knife, duct tape, and just about anything he could find.
My father.
My role model growing up was my mother. She was a single mother, and she taught me that you could do anything in life if you just put your mind to it, that you didn't need to necessarily have a husband, and to look for family and friends as a support when you were down.
Role model was my grandfather. He got me into music and always said, pursue your dreams.
My mother was my role model before social media. She is my role model after social media too, but she was a very strong Irish woman. She came over to the United States by herself when she was 18.
My role model growing up and now is Mark Wahlberg.
My dad was my role model because everything I know about basketball and just life in general, my dad was kind of always that person to tell me what to do and when to do it. And it always seemed like when I was younger, he did like everything right, you know, so it was kind of, he's always been my inspiration.